It's you just. I tell my sister all the time. When it comes down to it, like that, stand back and know how they are. You don't really have to spend too much time with them to see someone's habit. You know.
Really
And
don't.
once you see that, then it's like you already know. You prepare yourself for that shit. You know what? Then it's all good. Especially when I'm in a great mood and I'm happy. I'm just like that. I can't help it. I'm not here to fucking impress you or anybody else. I'm just a fucking good-hearted person. I'm not an angel. I could look like it.
It might just come down there like you, like how different you are. Like, I think you're jealous in that too, or something.
Because people are jealous.
Yeah. I mean, you might not have what they have, and they still have something like that.
A lot of
You know, let me
thing,
tell you, get jealous that I be like
the
this.
thing
Oh my
is,
God, this cap is so cool.
Right.
Oh my
The
God, I
thing
can't
is-
believe he's like that. Give
the
me
thing
that.
is,
Right.
the thing is, bro, motherfuckers be so envious, bro. They
Right.
be envious because you breathing.
For real.
You're what?
Agreed.
Oh, right, for real.
Motherfucker be,
Shit.
motherfucker
Agreed.
be
Right.
Man,
breathing.
All you did was walk past their ass and all of a sudden they're just like in a bad mood.
Standing in a different direction and the nigga just be standing right in front of me.
yeah,
I want to fight you.
for real. For no reason, bro.
I've been tagged.
What? Bitch, I gotta walk away. This is a whole charge and a half. Man. I'm
I'm
thinking,
like,
I'm like,
Man,
I'm like a million and one ways to fuck your ass up and get away.
look, I tell them all the time now. You know they got those big ass blocks, those boxing gloves, right? We can go in the ring and you don't be. I won't be offended if you get me. Just be in the ring.
Nah,
I said,
don't
but
get
if I
in
knock your punk ass out when you wait, this, I'm moving the fuck out and I'm gonna move away from you because I have to knock your punk ass out for you to understand.
I don't want to get
You
in the
know,
ring for
I
one
want to be.
simple
I don't want to
reason.
fight somebody.
that's
I just don't want to fucking sit there and be
I don't want to
like,
get in the ring for
fuck
one
this like
simple
that.
reason. I black out. I black out. I might kill a bitch.
Who that ass?
Let me tell you, we was playing around. I know he can knock me the fuck out, but we went to he was like, you got some fucking move. He was like, you was fast.
You got some hands.
I got hands.
Yeah,
And
Hey.
the second time we went,
Some people love seeing us, man.
they love watching us fucking play around.
Yeah.
I don't do
Everybody
that with
stop
nobody.
Everybody stop talking.
That's how you feel.
They be like,
That's how
I
you
mean,
feel.
be like, what? Come on, what?
Yeah, man, that's our friend, man. We out here sometimes. We be going crazy.
I be like,
When it
whatever.
comes down
Yeah,
to
but
it,
everybody
it's
feel like that.
You know what? That's what I'm saying. It's
Everybody
like,
can vibe like that and not get mad.
if you get hit,
If you
expect to
get hit,
hit.
you get hit.
No.
It is what
Which,
it
what
is.
I tell people, you better be able to take it
Yeah,
Thank you.
don't forget about
without
that.
shake it off and be like,
I rather you hit me
You
than
cross the
some other
line.
nigga.
Start learning small, man. Let people know that some line has been just crossed.
Yeah, you can.
Silence. If you cross the line,
but
there's
if
gonna be silence.
you know when you are.
Yeah.
But it's look, if you know
No,
how
my
to
bad.
treat
No,
life,
there's not gonna be any
you
more.
already know how what your reach is.
Man, you
You
already
already
gotta
know what you gonna hit somebody at.
But first
and
off,
not hit somebody.
Yeah.
body
Violence.
language.
Everybody
so
could
you
have
know
been
when
sleeping
it's
at 4 o'clock in
been
the morning. Just because of violence. Still having we just missed 5 hours.
Right?
Yeah,
Right? So I'm just saying.
Just because of this motherfucker got hot. Listen, just like that. Just
Yeah,
because of
you done missed you done missed 5 hours laying down on that ground, huh?
this is why I don't like
And
it.
that bullshit.
We're having fun until we sleep.
I told him I said,
That's
you know what? That's why I don't really talk shit to people. It takes a lot for me to talk shit. You see it, you know that. Because whenever I finally get mad and I blow up the way
Oh,
you
you don't
see
you
it,
don't want to get mad.
it's a lot. I just don't go off for no reason. Sometimes
Your
I'll
life
be
is baby,
like,
you know. I mean, when you met,
but then I be done with it. But man, that shit, I was like, he said, I said, you don't fucking know me. And he was like, he looked at me, he said, damn,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I fucking said, you don't fucking know me.
they don't know.
You already know. You know.
That's why I
You
said,
know, because
if I was
I be honest and real with you.
I said
That's
in
the
the tent.
difference. Motherfucker, I was not real and honest with that motherfucker like that. Because I don't know
What's that
him.
don't lie? What's that
I
don't
was
lie?
right over here because that didn't have nothing to do with me.
You were like,
At
fuck
the,
that.
at the
He
same
he
time,
stayed in his
at
lane.
the same time, like
I
I
was like,
don't
he's
want,
fucking friend. You know what
I
I'm
don't,
saying? That's what
I
friend
don't,
does.
I don't want
I
no
mean,
that.
I love it. Just forget about it.
I'm neutral.
Right.
I'm
I
neutral,
don't
so
have
I
an
don't want
obligation
no.
to hang out with you.
Right. Exactly. But the thing is like when I'm saying something, you know, don't do this, go over
Yeah,
there.
you gotta respect
You gotta
boundaries.
respect this. This is family. This ain't freaking I'm your so that's the reason why I was like,
Yeah, that's why she went in.
I went
She
off. I
in.
went out. And I had to do that. You know why I had to do that? Because
Because
he did not know
he was
me
acting,
like
he
that.
was acting like prey on like a flyer.
I'm not a fucking
Nah, he.
you know me better than pretty much everybody here except for those two people. You know me. That I get we've had look, me and What?
It was bigger than it was bigger than.
It's kind of like it's like okay. So
Everybody was having a good
at a
time.
certain time,
Bad because I'm sitting there, I was like, look, it's just, don't find anyone else like that. Please don't. Please don't. I mean, come on.
Did they Yeah, so you live now. Oh, I know what I'm gonna talk about. You definitely live. You already live, so you can go ahead and talk now. Alright. You go ahead and have a little conversation. So you know what? I believe and truly believe that when you are from another country and you're a man and you date an American woman, that there are things about American women that I don't believe that their women um, can understand unless you are raised in America. And now, if you were raised in America and you're from another country, but you go back and forth to your country, you have more of an understanding than somebody that just moved here. Because when you're dating or when you're pursuing a woman, there's certain underlining rules that women here in America already know that American men know. And when you're from another country, I don't believe that a lot of guys from other countries understand that. So there's a miscommunication when it comes to, you know, a man from one country coming here to date us. It's like you got to get to know American men and understand American men as well. Because there's rules like, for instance, he's not even from another country, but he is another nationality. And I'm just not going to go out and just say what nationality is. But this person, I was dating an African American man that was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he and I call him my adult relationship. He turned me into a woman with this relationship. And we had just this underlying respect and rules that you follow. Like, you don't, you come home, you don't go sleep out at somebody else's house, or you don't, be bending over and showing everybody whatever, if, because you and me, and if you a lady, you ain't gonna do that anyways. But there's just these certain rules, right? Well, this person is having issues in their relationship, and let's just say he wants to talk to his in-laws about it because it has to do with a little bit about sex. Well, first and foremost, one, I don't know about any other nationality but one nationality that's okay with saying, okay, let's sit down and talk about sexual intercourse that you're having with someone that is a female and you're the male in their family. That's not going to happen. Okay, 1st, I'm Hawaiian and Filipino and Samoan. And by the way I talk, you would think I was raised in the ghetto, but actually, I was raised a military brat, and I've been all over the world. And the one damn thing is what I've learned out of my 50 years is that there is no way in hell I'm going to sit and discuss anything with any of my in-laws about my sexual life with their family member. That's just totally disrespectful. And another thing is when you date a black man in America, he ain't finna have that. He's not going to do that.
Mhm.
He is not going to let you do that. He is going to cuss your little funky ass out. Then he's going to go and confront that man. So, be it that said, it did happen. A man did do that, and the other man went out there and talked to him and told him. It didn't take but 5 seconds, and then he came back in. I know that when I'm dating someone from another country, that I have to understand where they're coming from and that they're new to America, or they've been here, but I understand that they're from a different culture. They were raised differently, and they probably do practice their culture here, you know. But at the same time, I believe that just as much as I have to bid, I think a lot of these men that are from another culture really should consider when you date an American woman, they really truly get to understanding some of them rules and regulations to, I call it riding a ride or a relationship. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? It's just things that are unspoken. You don't have to say them, you know. Hey, you shit on yourself, you clean yourself up. Did someone have to tell you? No. Boom. There you go. Common sense. Problem solved. That's exactly what I'm saying when I say when you date another person, somebody from another, not even a race, but just
Another
somebody from a
culture.
country,
Yeah,
another
culture.
country, not even a culture, because we are a lot of cultures here, a lot of different mix, everything. So that's not my problem right there. My problem is when you come from another country and you come here and you're learning and you want to date American women and then you misunderstand them. Because why? Because you don't know that underlining thing about American women. So it's like, you know, just as much as American women or American men and they date out in another country, and we have to get to know that country, that person from that country and their culture, because that's what I do. Like
should be
I'm
the
trying to
same
learn
way.
how to do Haitian because I do date Haitian men. Fuck success.
Oh, you
Ubule.
trying to learn
So like I'm trying to learn, like because why? I'm dealing with a man that's from another culture and he has another language, you know. So that's being respectful enough to get to know him. I want to get to know him. If I date somebody from their country, from another country, I'm gonna get to know them and I'm gonna learn their language. You ain't gonna talk that shit behind my back. I want to hear
right
what you say.
that way.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to. I want to
I want
know
to know what you're
everything.
talking about
I want to know
because
everything.
I understand some people do
Bits and
not.
pieces.
Right.
Bits and pieces. See, I want to know the whole sentence.
Exactly.
Google
Don't.
Translate.
Right. I'm not trying to do all that. That's too much. You run around my fucking battery with these conversations.
Nah, but I keep it
You
portable.
know, screw that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn.
I'm gonna learn the proper pronunciation and
Yep.
everything.
What better way than to fucking learn
How I
from
do
people
it,
that
how I do it,
are from there?
I get in front of their ass and I be asking them, be like, how you say that? How you say
Right.
that? How you say that? How you say that?
I listen.
And I have them teach me the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, and that
It's
seeing that
trial and error.
it's just you know like that's that whole thing about just dating out your culture. It's one thing, but out of country, it's another. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's just a little bit the language barrier. I feel like the language barrier it stops people from really getting to know me because they don't. They like that calm. You know, they're like if you're too feisty like me, or you're too vocal, or you're too strong minded and opinionated, that you're a hot fire drama queen. And it's like, I'm not even that. I'm just passionate about what I talk
Yeah,
about.
that's being judgmental though.
It really is. And you know,
how could you place somebody in that category?
here's the thing. I feel like this. It's only human to be judgmental or to be, you know, we were born good, we were taught bad. That's how I always felt. Now, when you start to do evil shit, that's just you and your shit. That ain't like you ain't taught that. But
Right.
you know, but when you do bad stuff and it happens shit, people tend to fucking learn that from just everything, just life.
Right.
But it's another thing. Respect and communication will go a long way. Be it that you may not like somebody or another culture, respect them.
Yeah.
Respect it. That's just how it is. I mean, shit, I don't like the fucking fact of someone wearing.
It's just
Yeah,
a
your
law of the
shorts are
land.
ugly as fuck. That's my opinion.
It's the
That
law
ain't
of the land.
theirs. You know
Yeah, it's the law of the land. You know, you ain't gotta like it, but you gotta respect it.
exactly. So that's why when people like being, you go to other countries and you visit them. That's how like I've gotten to know. Like I know how to speak a little German. Wie heißt du?
I never remember his other people on the mission other this or that. Sometimes people forget.
They what?
I see people are like every nation. There's one nation.
Uh,
Because no wherever I go, I see like us, black us, dark us, every color. Why people be like that, man? I
and you,
told you those are negative energy.
exactly.
Yeah.
And see, in America, like that, it, a long time ago, like when I was in school, when I was like, say, I was 12 years old to teenage year, like I turned 18 in 1989. So, like, I transferred over to from the disco all the way to rap. I was there between when rap was fucking started. I was there when fucking Run DMC came to Germany. I mean, you I was blessed to have those different culture and the society and just everything moving a different fast pace. People still talked about love. People still talked about caring. Even in rap, they cared. There was all about, yeah, it was about the reality of shit, but it also was about love. People had that. When you listen to music now, there's not always a bunch of love music, and a lot of people aren't talking about love. They're talking about they fucking shoes, their asses, what popping this shit, how good they look. And in reality, it's like that's also superficial shit. And it's like, is that what makes you know? But people have come to think that when a person sees you, the first thing that they see is how you look. Physically, yes. But when you start looking at people that actually have something going on in their mind, in their hearts, and their soul, and it's beyond superficial, they'll look past you and see everything that you see in just one conversation.
One glance, really.
Exactly.
Not
And
even
it's
a
like,
conversation.
the reason why I say that is I went to this seminar. My sister, I was married for 10 years. And my sister, when I moved to Vegas, I went to this seminar. And it was called Sci Seminar. And in it, what I learned from it was it was 3 days, is that we come from energy, and what energy we have and we give out is what people perceive from us. And so if you go and say, oh, boom, begin, I'm just negative, that's what you get. Put out in the world some positive shit. You're gonna get positive shit. People want to be around positive shit. People want to be around happy shit, even when they sad. So check this out. It was 3 days. In order to graduate, you have to do these certain things. There's like about 60 people to almost 80 people in this fucking seminar. It's a huge seminar. There's this one big old black dude. He's from the LA Raiders. I mean, the Raiders, but he's retired. He was an old Raiders guy. And he was like, tall as shit. Everybody else is short. He tall, he stands out. Well, what happened was, he goes, I want to talk about aura at the end. I want to talk about aura. And he said, I want to talk about, there's 2 people in this room out of freaking almost 80 people. They stuck out the minute they walked through. And every time I look at them, it's like it just beams. On one person, it beams more on the other. He goes, I'm going to point out the first one because he's obvious. He goes, that big old football player right there. Everybody started laughing, and he's right. When he walked in the room, it wasn't because he was a big old dude. It was something about him. He radiant, and something about him. Yeah. He looks around and he points at me towards my direction. And I'm like looking back, and there's this nice lady behind me. And I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, I can see it. And then she's like pointing at me. So I turn back around to the person in front of me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're all shaking their head. And I'm like, okay. He said, no, you. And then they all kind of spread it out. And I'm like, okay, why? And he's like, you walked in here. He goes, do you know everyone's smiling? But when you walked in here, he was like, you were like determined to be here. And he was like, your presence and you glow. He goes, and not only that, your aura, he goes, you need to go get that picture. And it'll tell you. And he said, but your aura, it's like a heartbeat. And I was like, what? He goes, you can do that? And he's like, I heard about auras. Okay, don't get me wrong. 50 years, you better have heard about a lot of shit. So I heard about auras, but I didn't know that they could beam. Like, it's like a heartbeat. So I was sitting there and I was standing there and I'm like, wow, like, tell me more. Like, what the fuck do you see that I don't fucking see? Like, I know I'm a good person. I have a freaking a fire personality and an energy that I don't need coffee. That's just how I am, you know. And I believe in happiness. Like, I believe it. I watch everybody achieve dreams, and I'm like fucking so happy for them. Like, I'm crying for them because I know when I see them achieve it, something's gonna happen for me. So that's why I'm like, I put it in God's hands, you know, all the time. But really, this year I put it in His hands for real. So when he was telling me this, I'm listening to him, and he's telling me like, the way you are, he says, your personality, the energy level of you, and just how you are. He said, it beams off you. He goes, you should go get a picture, find out what colors they are, and let them read it to you. He said, because it's going to tell you a bunch of things about yourself that you don't even know. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Never did it. I'm still thinking about it. But it reminds me every day that, like, just because when you don't feel like you're special, or you don't feel like all the good things that you've done for other people don't freaking come back around to you, they do. You just can't be like, well, I've done this for somebody, I've done that for somebody. No, that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
What it's about is, you know, giving. And
Yeah.
if you love God and you're about,
you have done, you know,
right. You don't count those. You don't count. You don't count
get
good
that back
deeds.
from God. So
Exactly. It's like, and then not only that, it's like when you listen to people, and no matter how bad shit can get, and it's like, you don't have to feel like it's the end of the world. There has been somebody that has been in your spot. I always say the people that suffer the most are servants of the Lord. They are, and that's just how it is. Jesus was the servant for the Lord. He was God's son. If you believe in Christianity, I believe that when you do for other people, you are going to suffer. That's just how it is. It's not, you're not meant to be like always happy because you help somebody. You're going to lose out helping people, but that's what the fuck it's about.
That's why those who don't choose to do it like you, they think you're foolish.
They think you're foolish. They think you're stupid. But you know what? It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture than those small ass minds and those small ass souls. Yeah. I'm praying for those people. Because why? Those people are the ones that don't have. There's something missing. You got to be the fucking standard. You got to be the fucking one that's showing them. You got to be the one that fights. You can't talk about something you ain't about. Fuck all that. I don't indulge in anybody that tells me that they're fucking about this, but then I sit and watch that they're that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna question it before I judge it. I'm gonna question it, I'm gonna pray on it, but I'm gonna judge it. And then I'm going to determine whether I want it around me. But I'm there for a reason. I'm there for them to see. And then after that, I'm out because I can only give you so much of my time and my spirit and my love. I can't give more than that. Mm-hmm. So you got to be a standard. You can't say, oh, I'm 100. No, motherfucker, you ain't 100. No one's 100. Nobody is 100. Every situation is different. It's how you handle it. What are you about? How do you determine what the fuck goes on in your life? Who the fuck are you? Just because I talk about this shit the way I do, trust and believe, I walk in my own shit every day. But I'm not perfect, but I follow my own rules. I follow them every fucking day. It's not easy. I'm a cute ass. I know I'm a good looking ass woman. I'm 50. I have no children. I'm alone. But you know what? My relationship, as far as being with somebody, you get 2 fucking years of my fucking time. That's all you get. Because why? By 2 years, you should know what you want out of me. You know, it takes 2 years to get over 1 year of a relationship. So add up 5 fucking years. That's 10 years. It takes 5 more years for you to get the fuck over some shit. You tell me, do you really want to fucking go, okay, now I got to wait 2 years to fucking get over some shit? No, fuck that. And it's true. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a lonely fucking road. But it's the realest shit. When you get over one relationship and you want to fucking figure out some shit you don't take with your next relationship, because the last thing a man wants to hear is about, damn, that motherfucker did this to me. Well, at 50, I don't talk about what that motherfucker did to me like that. Because why? I'm already been knowing what the fuck he's been doing. I'm just choosing if I want to deal with him or not. That's my fucking choice. But all I'm saying is, it takes 2 fucking years to get over 1 year. And I'm telling you, I break up with somebody fucking 2 years later, my ass is still single. But you know what? Even with the men that are my friends, they don't hear about my exes like that. I don't even discuss them. You know? It's all good and good. Uh-oh. Keith. Oh. But, you know, this is coming from wisdom. That means for all of you that don't understand wisdom, that means experience, time. You don't get wisdom through fucking just experience. It's time, over time. You know, there's a time to fucking be aggressive and there's a time to be humble and sit back. You know, and it's not easy being a good person, but you have to understand that you cannot be good for everybody and everything in every situation. You have to be careful about what you give to
That
someone.
was right there. It will tempt you.
They'll what?
That will tempt you.
Exactly. He tempts you in all kinds of ways. He's your family, he's your job, he's your situations. But you know what? I tell people all day long, I want to cry when shit go bad for me. And I'm telling you, being who I am, shit can go bad real quick. From 2 to fucking 110.
Sometimes crying can be a relief.
It is a relief. You really gotta pray on it. You really do gotta pray.
It's normal.
I don't go to look, trust and believe. I don't go to church every day, but you know what? I make choices that are gonna affect it. I don't have to answer to him like that all the time. He knows me, that he made me, he knows me, and he knows what I'm gonna do before I do
blesses
it.
you too.
Yes, he does, and I'm very blessed. You know,
everybody need them some more shit.
They do. They do. You need some shell in your life.
Some shell.
You know, let me tell you, I have friends in all these places all over the world, you know, all over the world, and they open their doors. The minute I come, are you staying with me? Just move here. Stay with me. No, I got you. You don't need nothing. Fuck that. Leave everything over. And I'll be like, no, I'm not coming to stay.
Not the edge right
here. But you gotta, but you know what though? I've been through a lot of shit. Like I lost opportunities with my real father, with my family. But I'm not, I don't regret anything. Right. I don't regret anything, but now I'm just a little bit different with my actions. You know, I'm a little bit different with who I want around in my life because now I'm older and it's like I'm a woman. I'm a grown ass woman and I still like being a lady. I don't want to have to pull off these shoes and beat your ass. Moon tie that ass to the wall. Because yes, I do.
You're not just a woman, you're a phenomenal woman. You're smart.
Thank you.
Big part of negative.
Right.
It's a negative part. There's less people in them.
Yeah. But you have to have the right people around.
That's why it's gonna be a little bit.
No,
less.
See, like you know when I Oklahoma.
A little bit less.
Let me tell you. Yeah. Well, see,
it's gotta be a little bit less if you want to be positive.
Well, no, not all the time. It's
more drama.
If it's a lot of liquor and people are fucked up.
Well, that's worse.
But see, you know what though? I have very good friends. I've had many parties. My best friend's 50th. It was wonderful. But at the same time, it's like you're right. A lot of people can cause it, but then you can have the right people around where it turns out to be one of the nicest shit that happens. We have like, okay, so Thanksgiving, we have it at my best friend's house. Christmas, we have at my house. New Year's, we have at my girl Marcus' house. And we all have karaoke. I would karaoke and, party, but it's, of course, the closest friends, But then we have, we rode motorcycles, so we'd be at events. And then you'd be at an event, and of course you can get into drama, but because I'm around married women, married people, I'm the only single one, it's easy to stay out of all the mess, because I'm around people that I trust. They trust me. Like, what woman's gonna want her best friends or her friends, not her best friends, her friends or someone around her husband's? No, that's my brother. Like, she knows, I don't care. I'll cuss his ass out right there in the spot. But, at the same time, I drop my money quick as shit for my family and my good close friends because they do it for me. Yeah. That takes up years of love and respect. You don't just accumulate that overnight. Like, that's why I say, like, I get a phone call. Prime example, I can get a phone call and be like this right here. I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. It's crazy because they gonna ask, how was the birthday? And of course, you know what? Me being the woman I am, I'm gonna be, it was great. Why? That's what the fuck you did. That's how you act. That's what I'm talking about. You don't really talk about.
It was great. It was great.
It was because I was still with my sister, even though no matter what.
A lot of money spent on you.
What up? Nothing. What you doing?
Ready. 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 Come on, boy.
I feel 50.
Right.
Shut up. That old lady, I'm 32. You know that. Don't lie. I miss you.
I miss you too, punk bitch.
I know, punk bitch. What you doing at home?
I'm just waiting for Sean to come and pick me up so I can get my truck.
So where's my truck at? Has he got my truck?
Yeah. He's grabbing your truck.
This. Remember, you used to drink